Hello students, welcome to the first session of your first class of this session. I Ashish Mishra welcome all of you. I do hope that you all will be doing well. Now I am going to teach you the lesson naming the louse and the mosquito. As you can see here, let me define the word the louse. The louse is an insect that remains or that dwells on the body of human being or an animal that sucks the blood. The plural form of louse is lice. Let me define the word mosquito. Mosquito, it is a winged insect that sucks the blood of human or animals. This poem has been written by Vikram Sheth. Let me tell you about Vikram Sheth. Born in 1952 in Kolkata, Vikram Sheth was trained as an economist at Stanford University, where he studied from 1975 to 1986. He had volumes of poetry published. He has also written the travelogue. A Suitable Boy became the largest single-volume novel published in English. His most recently published novel is An Equal Music. Presently, he lives in London. So this was the short description about the writer Vikram Sheth. Now, let me tell you the summary of this poem. What the poet has tried to write in this poem. The Louse and the Mosquito is a delightful poem by Vikram Sheth. It is an excerpt, means it has been derived, a small part derived from a novel or a book, that is known as an excerpt. So it is an excerpt from his book Beastly Tales from Here and There. A kind-hearted louse who lives with her clan in King's Quilt allows a cunning mosquito to be her guest. The tragedy begins when the mosquito can't control himself and bites the king despite of the strict warning of not doing so from Creep, the louse. The king shouts for the help and orders his followers to search his bed. When the king's men start looking for the creature, the mosquito, who was the main culprit of this event, fly away and hid himself in the canopy. But the louse and her brood couldn't escape. They are found and killed. So this was the summary of the poem. Now, students, let's move to the poem. Students, let's start the chapter. In the king's bed, Creep the Louse lived in her ancestral house. They had dwelt here as of right for 3 decades and each night. She and her enormous brood drank the king's blood for their food. Once the signal came from Creep that the king was fast asleep. You can see in the picture that the king is sleeping, and you can see in the next picture the louse with her family. Now let's move to the another stanza. Quietly, discreetly they nibbed and shipped and drank away sons and grandsons, sisters, brothers, great granddaughters, great grandmothers, second cousins and their wives, thus pursued their gentle lives of undisturbed delight, growing plump and smooth and white. You can see the clan of the louse. They have sucked the blood of the king and they have become plump. Now let me describe these stanzas. Creep the louse had been living in the bed of the king for the 30 years. Every night, the Creep, along with a clan of family members, used to devour the blood of the king. You may say, suck the blood of the king. when he was in deep slumber. When the king was in deep slumber, as you can see in the picture, the creep would signal her family members, which included her grandson, sisters, brothers, and great granddaughters, etc. And then they would silently take the delight of the king's fresh blood, and thus they had become fat and plump. Now let's move to the next stanza. One day a mosquito flew through the window as he drew closer to the velvet bed, canopied with gold his shade. Lovely, just the place for me. Ah, what perfume, let me see. Rose, no jasmine, and the quilt. As you can see in the picture, there is a mosquito who has entered through the window. And so, what does this line say? Is there days were passing by merrily? I am talking about the Louse and her clan. One day, a mosquito entered inside the bedroom through the window and was excited by watching a suitable place for hiding after prey. P-R-E-Y, prey. Prey means to hunt. He went near bed and was fascinated by the aroma coming from the quilt, which was so soft. So he jumped on the bed and with a soft thrust he landed nearby the creep. As you can see in the picture, the mosquito has landed nearby the Louse. Sir mosquito, flap your wings. Leave at once this bed's the king's. Who may you be, Lady Louse? I am the guardian of this house. House, this quilt, it's mine, said Creep. There is no place for you, Sir Leap. Let me sleep here for one night, and I shall catch the morning flight. Thus the sad mosquito pleaded, and at last his prayers were heeded, for the tender-hearted creep could not bear to watch him weep. In this stanza, the poet Vikram Sheth says, by watching an unknown passerby near her house, the Louse, which has been named here Creep, said that the quilt has been her house for the decades and ordered the mosquito to go away from there. The mosquito pleaded the Louse to let him be her guest only for a night. And the mosquito also promises that he will depart in the morning. He will go away in the morning. The kind-hearted Louse listened to his prayer and allowed the mosquito to live in her shelter for one night only. Start. Well, come in, she said at last, but tonight you will have to fast, for on no account may you bite him as we are trained to do. We can drink and cause no pain, loss of royal sleep or stain. You, I fear, would cause all three. I can't risk my family. So, what does the Louse has tried to say to the mosquito? So, after allowing the mosquito to halt at her house, the Louse advised the mosquito to not to bite the king at any cost. She also clearly said that the mosquito had to live on fast, on he will go on for hungry for one night, because she and her family members, she and her family members were expert in biting without producing any pain, without leaving any mark, and without disturbing the king's sleep. But the sting of the mosquito could produce all the three things. That's why the Louse advised the mosquito not to bite the king and risk her family. This is what the poet has tried to say in this para. Now let's move to the next line. But the glib mosquito cried, now you have let come inside. Lady Louse, how can you be cold in hospitality? Just one bite, I ask no more, for I have learned from learned lore that royal blood contains remedies for aches and pains, ginger, honey, sugar, spice, cardamom, and all things nice. Save me, I am in broken health. Let me bite him once by stealth. He won't even shift or shy, cross my heart and hope to die. Finally, the Louse agreed. So, the glabby mosquito started playing an emotional drama with the Louse, saying keeping the guest hungry was the symbol of inhospitality. He carried on saying that the king who intakes the honey and different spices, his blood could cure pain and aches. So the mosquito further added that he was feeling unwell and should be allowed to drink king's blood for once. How clever the mosquito was! He was trapping the Louse. So, students, this is all for today. We will discuss the remaining part of this poem in the next video. Till then, you are requested to like the video, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Thank you very much.